Qualifying session 1 for the final round of the 2008-2009 Masters of Endurance season took place on Sunday, March 22nd. As the track opened up for GT1, speed on the long straights was the key. F1RST Racing topped the timesheets early on, with Andre Rock at the helm. They would search for more speed later in the session, as well as Mooney from Mercury Racing. Title contenders Low Racing, 1 point behind F1RST, didn't show to the server until about the 7-minute mark, and didn't start laps until nearly 10 minutes had gone by. Daniel Palmer took part in the session for LFSLA. They had a mostly quiet session but had this mistake coming onto the oval on a hot lap. Their setup looked very unstable, and that proves it. Then, with about 10 minutes to go, the quest for speed started to pay off, with F1RST Racing being the first to break into the 1-minute 33s. Other drivers worked to get faster, some succeeding, and some learning what they needed to do. My F3ID's David Williams would rocket to the top spot with about 6 minutes to go, and would stay there. The end of the session wasn't so pleasant for some teams. Cone Dodgers had this off coming into turn 6. Speedo Racing put a wheel onto the grass on braking for turn 10. A good save, but it definitely slowed them down. Team Inferno was near the bottom of the timesheets, looking for more speed. Firotto had this off at the end of the session. He was pushing hard to get that final good lap in, but it failed unfortunately. Johannes Schorler had this wall contact as the time expired and did not complete the lap. 12 teams took part in that session. David Williams for 3ID was on pole. Rock was second for F1RST Racing. Third was Schorler for Low Racing. Fourth was Gassner for Speedo. Fifth was Mooney for Mercury Racing. Sixth was Cone Dodgers, Hopwood. Seventh was Speedcor's Barbosa. Eighth was Core Racing's Corey Green, and ninth was Firotto from Team Inferno. 10th was Marquez, also from the Speedcore Racing team, and 11th was Palmer from LFSLA. 12th was another Team Inferno driver, Mante. The GT2 drivers took to the track at about 20 to 9 on Sunday evening, and Conquest Racing got their fast time in early. A mostly quiet session from the GT2s, but X-Fusion having this drift action entering the infield section. Stratiev would have bought that lap. The middle part of the session was quiet, everyone doing lap after lap to find that crucial speed. Silenek of Speedo would be the next to find the speed. He tied the fastest time with about 6 minutes to go on the session. A few minutes later he'd be briefly interrupted, as he and Sergey of the ProDrive team would make contact while they were both on outlaps, and ProDrive would come out worst in that. The Speedo car was trying to get out the way, but ended up getting even more in the way of the ProDrive car, with ProDrive ending in the gravel. AMT Sim Racing, who've been improving over the last few rounds, were third fastest in this session. His ProDrive having yet another spin, doing a full 180 on the entrance to the oval. As time was about to expire, Phil Diaz of Core Racing had this slide and spin at turn 6. And here's the same slide again, this time on board with Sonic Realms' Jason Lovett. Sonic Realms had a mostly quiet session, but on Lovett's final hot lap, the crucial one, he got 2 wheels on the grass exiting turn 10 and lost control. Fastest in the session was Goik from Conquest Racing, really jumping up the order this time around. Second place was Silenek from Speedo Racing, exactly the same time as Goik, showing the closeness of the GT2 field. Third was Glusovic from the AMT team, and fourth was Phil Diaz from Core Racing. Fifth was Mark Bunby from F1RST, and sixth was Sergey from ProDrive Racing. Seventh was Jason Lovett from Sonic Realms, and eighth was Stratiev from X-Fusion. Ninth was Daskalopoulos in the FXR, that's slightly slower than the FZR on this track. They're in the Greek Virtual Racing team, along with Pers, who was last in that session.